And so, no, I really appreciate you taking the time and yeah, just chatting. And it's fun for me to be able to, to meet with some clients because I don't get to do that every day. So
Yeah, of course. Of
yeah, yeah.
course.
So that's good. So how did you end up at the Huff House? Kind of what's your background?
I've kind of been a little bit of everywhere, but I graduated from UNH with the degree in hospitality.
Yeah.
And then right out of college was lucky enough to get to spend some time in Aspen.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
so I worked for Destination Hotels and Resorts,
Uh-huh.
or what that was at the time.
Yeah.
And then spent a year there. I spent 4 years in the Vale area, in between two properties at the base of Beaver Creek.
Which
Um,
okay. The mayor out there or
so one was owned and operated by Kessler. It was called Beaver Creek Lodge.
okay. Yep.
And then the other was kind of like an independent HOA timeshare property called the Post Montaigne Lodge.
That's so
That
funny.
was,
I've stayed there and I got some good friends that has a timeshare in the Post Montaigne.
oh, have you? Okay. Yep.
Bob and
I know
Terry
that property.
Wallner. If you
Uh,
ever ran into Bob and Terry Wallner, they're the super friendly people. But yeah,
their name sounds so familiar.
yeah, they had a daughter, Margot, and a golden retriever. Anyways, that's
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
Small world.
Just
Okay.
yeah, spent some time there as well, and then
Yeah.
hopped over here to Jackson in the Huff House.
Nice. So from one ski town to the next, and now to Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, beautiful. I've never been up to Jackson, but I'm dying to go. I really like hiking in the summers too, and I hear the Tetons are gorgeous. So
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean Colorado is beautiful, but the Tetons are something else.
yeah, exactly. Very nice. Um, so maybe just to kind of for the backdrop, curious, what's this last year been for you guys? How's business been? And
Yeah, it's been surprisingly good. It seems like a lot of ski towns have kind of been insulated from the pandemic.
yeah,
And Jackson definitely has not slowed down. So we did see a drop in occupancy over last year and a drop in revenue just because we were closed for 2 or 3 months.
right.
But it was very, very strong for us last summer. And this was probably one of the best winters we've ever had. And the amount of demand and amount of revenue we already have on the books for this summer is honestly pretty astonishing.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. That's
So
can
we've
you
been very
remind
lucky.
me, how long have you worked at the Huff House?
I started at the very beginning of July, so a little
Okay.
bit less than a year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I think what I'm hearing you saying, we see that across a lot of our clients and everything that I read, the smaller property do better than the bigger, the leisure do better than the business, the rural or vacation towns do better than the cities. So, you're in a good space there.
And I think we're in the sweet spot for all of those demographics. So we've done very, very well.
Exactly. Exactly. Awesome. Well, that's good. That's good. So then so the outlook is good. You say you got a strong summer coming up from what you can tell.
And everybody I've talked to,
Yeah.
the consensus seems to be that this might be one of our busiest summers ever.
Wow.
So,
Well, good.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad. And you have maybe tell me a little bit about the property and not maybe so much for me because I know a few things, but
Yeah,
just in general, just kind of for whomever else may be, benefiting from the conversation later. So give me
yeah,
kind of a little bit
absolutely.
of the property, maybe the type of guests, what's going on there.
So the Huff House is a pretty unique property in the fact that we've kind of got a little bit of everything going on. So our main building is a historic house. The first doctor who ever lived in Jackson Hole actually built and lived in the house.
Okay.
And so we've got five very traditional bed and breakfast style rooms inside our main house,
Yeah.
which are kind of individually decorated and furnished. Definitely has a bed and breakfast style and feel to those rooms.
Right. Right.
We then have three standalone cabins, which are all individually decorated and themed and furnished, kind of don't have any shared walls, and are sort of our premium product.
Yeah.
And then we've got something kind of in the middle. We call them our suites, that are very similar to our cabins. But you do have a shared wall. So there's 3 units in each in their own, each in one building.
Sure.
And so that's kind of somewhere in the middle, but same thing, individually decorated and furnished.
Yeah.
And then new for us, which opened up last summer, we opened up a brand new, more traditional style hotel building,
Excellent.
which has 14 additional units for a total of 25.
Total
So
25 rooms.
have a little bit of everything, to kind of, really fit anybody's needs. I would say our clientele is definitely leisure travelers, mostly couples. And then we kind of, I would say, definitely fit into more of an older demographic, kind of that sweet spot of older couples kind of looking for romantic getaways. But our demographic is definitely, leisure travelers.
Yeah.
And I would say the majority of those being
Yeah.
couples.
And if I recall, your ADR is, on the healthy side, just given partly the fact that you're in Jackson but also the level of service and amenities you offer, right? So
Yeah. So our peak season is definitely the summer, much busier in the summer than the winter.
Yeah.
Our ADR during the summer months will range anywhere between 375 and 425.
Yeah.
And then during the winter, definitely a little bit lower. We're looking at anything between, I would say, 165 and about 215.
Okay.
So total for the year is a little bit over 300, I would say.
Oh, right. And being seasonal, I'm sure you have very robust occupancy during the, kind of the in season and then the shoulder seasons, or what we call in Colorado, the muddy May, like you
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah.
Probably kind of the slow season, right? So what's, say in the summer, is it like 85% and up, or?
So I would say, from June until the end of September, we're probably running over 90% occupancy,
Wow.
probably closer
Good
to
for you.
95. And then in the winter, we're looking at anywhere between, I would say 60 and 70% occupancy.
Yeah.
And then we do close twice a year during those shoulder periods.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we are open, our peak season, we're rocking and rolling.
It's go, go, go.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I guess that's where we're coming in too, right? So,
Yeah.
so tell me maybe, what's the, what are the restroom services that you're using, and how's that all kind of working out for you?
Yeah. So the primary rezStream service that we use is the cloud property management system.
Yep.
And so, the one thing I'll say about it is it's unbelievably simple in all of the best ways.
Nice.
It's so intuitive. I looked at it for 15, 20 minutes and kind of knew all the functions, where they were, what they are. It makes training so quick, so easy. And just, the layout where everything is makes sense.
And that probably helps because you must have some seasonal employees that come and go, right?
A lot of seasonal employees.
Yeah.
We're typically hiring a new front desk staff almost every season. So that's super helpful.
Yeah. Right.
I feel like at most properties, that takes the bulk of the training. So it's nice to kind of have that not be the case.
Yeah.
And then we also have a lot of support services that rezStream provides us with. Most of that being from the marketing side of things.
Yeah.
So we have a pretty robust marketing plan with rezStream, and they handle all of our Google Analytics, all of our TripAdvisor Plus, and a lot of other smaller, unique channels, all kind of with the intention of driving direct bookings.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think the last time I looked, our property is at anywhere between 75% to 80% of our revenue coming in direct.
That's really strong.
Which is, unbelievable. And a large part of that has to do with the strategies and the support that rezStream provides us with.
Oh,
they also do, monthly blogs for us. They handle our website, and then do a lot of our Facebook marketing and advertising as well.
Oh, perfect. Very nice. And, nobody's perfect. So, what are a couple of things that you wish that we could do, or that we would do differently, or maybe work differently, or anything kind of standing out to you? Then you're looking for? Or just things for us to maybe add, whether that's a marketing side or software side down the road, or?
Yeah, I mean, I am sure that you guys do things that we are not a part of.
Yeah, right.
So as far as that goes, um, I'm honestly not sure. There's nothing that we don't currently have that I feel like I desperately need.
Yeah,
But I would feel like, if there was something that I thought I needed and I went to you guys with it, you'd either be able to help me or you would be able to, it seems like you've got a lot of really great connections and would
yeah.
kind of be able to direct me towards where I might be able to find that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We've been in this space for what, 2 decades. So we got, and I've run restaurant for the last 9 years. So, we got some history and some insight and some experience with the industry. So, hopefully that'll be the case. And,
Yeah.
if there is anything, certainly if we didn't have it direct, I'm sure we could, send in the right direction. So that's no, I appreciate that. That's really, of course, for me, fun to hear, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you value the services. If there's so one question I'm curious about is if there's a few things or maybe just a few like words that would describe Restroom or three unique things about Restroom. What's anything comes to mind for you there or?
I would say the first thing is the ability to customize everything yourself.
Okay.
I've worked with a lot of property management systems where you've got to get their technical support involved, and it's a whole process, and they're
Yeah.
probably going to bill you for it. And the one thing that I really appreciate about rezStream is that you have the ability to go in yourself and make those simple changes. And things constantly change, and so confirmation letters have to be tweaked
Yep.
typically multiple times a season, and so it's nice to kind of be able to do that yourself.
Okay.
Um, I guess the second word I would use, and we did just talk about this, is but definitely intuitive.
Okay. Yep.
It's super easy to find what you're looking for, even if you don't know where something is, but you kind of have an idea in your head. It's pretty easy to kind of go in and find that.
Oh, good.
Um, and then, I would say for the most part, whenever we do need support, you guys are really prompt in responding.
Excellent. Yeah, we do try to put a lot of effort into providing not just fast service, but quality service, and so responsive, quality, and yeah, just comprehensive. And then you're in the lodging service industry, and we think we need to be the same. So we try to make it personal, right? So
Yeah.
whatever works for you, fits for you, whether it's on the service side or in the type of reporting or with the software, make it fit you and make it personalized. So that's good. I appreciate that. Any questions for me or what?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then are you taking off in May? Are you getting some time away? Are you?
I didn't get as much time off this spring as I had hoped for.
Okay.
I might disappear for another 3 to 4 days, but we open next Friday.
Oh,
So
okay. So
are kind of gearing up, and it's much easier to get away in the fall when you're going into your slow season as opposed to the
sure.
spring when you're going into your busy season. So,
Yeah, no, exactly.
but yeah, I mean, it
Okay.
looks like it's going to be a busy summer, so we'll
Gonna
see
be a
how that
busy
goes.
summer, and if I get a chance, it seems like everybody, this summer is going to travel domestically. I think
Yeah.
so, and most people prefer now jumping in a car, and Denver isn't too far away, so
No, it's like what, 6 hours, 5, 6
yeah, I think
hours.
6 to 7 hour drive up to Jackson, so it'd be
Done
fun.
the drive back to Vale twice now, and I think that was like 7-ish.
Yeah,
So
right, exactly. Well, awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time, Jeremy, and we'll follow up, and I know that
okay,
on the marketing side, Liz and her team will continue to take care of the needs and hopefully continue
perfect.
direct bookings. And if there's anything you need on that end, you know, you got a strong relationship. I'm sure you talk to her in some fashion or another, you know, or the team, you know, monthly, maybe even weekly on occasion. But if anything comes up there, let them know. If anything comes up on the software side, you know, our support team is there to assist and help you. And if anything comes up outside of that, or just on the business level, or you're just curious about anything, or want to chat, we now have a connection and love to stay in touch with you.
Yeah. If you need anything else from me or feel like there's something that we
Yeah.
didn't talk about that you then remember, you know, feel free to reach back out.
Okay.
And I guess I'm looking forward to be able to help you guys any way I can. I'm sure the last year hasn't been the easiest for you guys.
No, luckily, you know, most of our client base were like you, smaller, leisure, you know, in that space. So we fared okay, but we unfortunately obviously saw some clients having to close the doors, being closed for, you know, 6 to 9 months if you're in San Francisco. So there's definitely been a bigger number of clients falling out. Company as a whole, on our part, luckily, you know, we're still healthy, but it was scary there for a while.
Yeah.
Just like
I'm
it was
sure.
for everybody in
Yeah.
hospitality. So
Yeah.
So I think we should be thankful that we are where we are, and we can look
Yeah,
forward
exactly.
to, you know, better times ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't believe that I've been employed full time year round in the hospitality since this whole thing started. So
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, awesome. Well, you have a fantastic day, and thank you again. I really appreciate your time.
yeah, of course, you as well.
Okay. Take care now.
Bye.